Hey everyone, welcome back to Study Group English. Plan, share, succeed. I'm Zach, coffee in hand, ready to talk about real study groups and real wins.
And I'm Emily. If you enjoy friendly, practical tips for better group study, hit subscribe or follow so you don't miss new episodes. Today we'll set clear goals and start strong together.
Quick picture. Your group meets, everyone's a bit tired, and the conversation drifts. Been there. Today, we'll show how a few small habits can keep energy focused and make study time actually work. I learned this the hard way. My first exam group had zero plan. We met for 2 hours and mostly chatted about snacks. The next week, I wrote a one-line agenda. Agenda just means a plan for the meeting. And everything changed. We set a goal, timed each task, and suddenly people felt proud at the end.
I had a similar moment. I became the note-taker for a lab group. Before that, we left with good ideas but no action. When I typed quick bullets and marked one action item per person, an action item is a clear task to do, things finally moved. By Friday, everyone had proof of progress.
So, small structure, big payoff. Emily, if someone is starting a new group this week, what's one tiny goal they can set for the first 30 minutes?
Choose roles. One person is the facilitator, the guide who keeps us on track. Another is the timekeeper, the person who watches the clock. Give the note-taker a simple template: question, key idea, action item, deadline. That's enough to feel organized without pressure.
Speaking of that, the first time I tried roles, I said, how about we spend 10 minutes on vocab, then switch? When someone looked confused, I added, let's clarify what vocab list means. Clarify just means make something clear. It kept the vibe friendly, not bossy.
If you're listening, imagine your next session: a short agenda, clear roles, and one shared goal. It's simple, but it feels professional. And if this helps, tap subscribe so it's easy to come back before your next meetup.
Quick recap. Today we're setting the tone. Agenda, roles like facilitator and timekeeper, and friendly phrases to clarify and keep momentum. We'll build on this with planning language and realistic examples in the next part.
Stay with us. Coming up, we'll shape a simple study goal, avoid common time traps, and end with a clean summary you can copy for your own group. Let's get into it.
Let's dig a little deeper into agendas and study goals. Last Tuesday, my reading group arrived sleepy, and the chat wandered. I grabbed a marker, wrote, Agenda, 3 items, and suddenly we had direction. Vocab review, practice questions, quick summary. Simple, visible, calm.
I love how clear that is. A tiny agenda changes the mood. My morning class had only 25 minutes, so I said, by the end, we'll answer 2 questions and note 5 new words. The word objective just means the clear result you want.
Time helped me too. I started to time box each item. Time box means we give a fixed amount of time and stick to it. 10 minutes for vocab, 15 for questions, 5 to wrap up. I also add a 2-minute buffer in case someone arrives late.
And when everything can't fit, I rank it. Priority first, nice to have later. During exam week, we focused on weak spots. I told the group, grammar task is priority. The video clip can wait. Saying priority out loud keeps the agenda realistic, not wishful.
Another trick, make the goal measurable. I wrote, finish pages 30 to 32 and create 1 summary sentence per page. Then I asked for estimates. Estimate is a guess of how long something will take. People gave short numbers, and planning got easier instantly.
My simple template lives on a sticky note. 1. Warm-up, 3 minutes. 2. Main task A, 12 minutes. 3. Switch roles, 10 minutes. 4. Review and capture actions, 5 minutes. When it's visible, everyone relaxes because they know what's next.
Language matters too. I opened a session with, "What's our main goal today?" By the end, we'll complete the practice set and highlight 3 phrases. It sounded gentle but firm. People stopped scrolling and leaned in because the finish line felt real.
I also checked the room. Does that plan work for everyone? If heads nod, we have consensus. Consensus means general agreement. If not, I ask, what should we adjust? A small change early prevents bigger confusion later.
Quick recap. Choose one objective, list 3 agenda items, add time boxes with a tiny buffer, and set priority. If possible, assign an owner for each item. Owner just means who is responsible. That structure saves time and protects focus.
Perfect. In the next part, we'll make those owners official by assigning roles like facilitator, note-taker, and timekeeper. That way, the agenda doesn't just live on paper, it actually happens.
Okay, let's get practical with roles. The first time my group tried them, we were drowning inside conversations. I said, let's name a facilitator, a note-taker, and a timekeeper. It was like someone turned the lights on. Suddenly, every minute had a job.
Being facilitator felt scary for me at first. I didn't want to sound bossy. I told the group, I'll guide the agenda and keep us moving, and you jump in anytime. Facilitator just means the person who helps the group work smoothly, not the person who decides everything.
Timekeeper changed everything for us. I used a simple kitchen timer and said, we've got 12 minutes for exercises, then a 2-minute warning. Timekeeper is the person who watches the clock and protects focus. I even added a tiny buffer so we didn't feel rushed at the end.
How did people react to the warnings, Zach? In my group, we agreed on a signal. If I tapped my pen twice, it meant wrap up soon. We also created a parking lot, a list for off-topic ideas. When someone wandered, I said, let's park that and return in review. Park means save it for later, not ignore it.
The note-taker role might be the most underrated. I opened a live doc on my laptop and captured quick bullets: decision, example, action item. I wrote the owner and a deadline next to each. Owner just means who is responsible. Deadline is when it must be done. People loved seeing the plan appear in real time.
We started rotating roles weekly so everyone could practice different skills. Rotate means change positions regularly. A quiet member tried timekeeper and suddenly spoke with confidence. Short, clear updates like, 2 minutes left. It gave them a voice without pressure.
I also learned tiny phrases that keep roles friendly. As facilitator, I'd say, let's hear from someone who hasn't spoken yet. Or, I'm noticing we're stuck. Shall we try one example? As timekeeper, I'd add, quick check. Do we need 5 more minutes or can we move on? Gentle tone, strong clarity.
Funny you say that. My timer once beeped in the middle of a spicy debate about prepositions. I smiled and said, I love this energy. Let's give it 3 more minutes, then summarize. People relaxed because the role was serving the conversation, not shutting it down.
Midway check-ins helped too. I'd ask, are we still on the goal or did we drift? Check-in just means a quick status update. If we drifted, the facilitator nudged us back and the note-taker highlighted the main point so nobody felt lost.
I even made mini role cards. Facilitator, guide discussion, balance voices, connect ideas. Timekeeper, announce start, give 2-minute warning, close. Note-taker, capture key points, action items, and a 1-line summary. At the end, we did a handoff. Handoff means pass responsibility, by reading the summary aloud in 20 seconds.
Quick recap. 3 roles create structure without stress. Use signals, a parking lot, rotation, and a live doc for decisions and action items. Add the 2-minute warning to keep flow gentle but focused. That simple setup saves time every single session.
Up next, we'll zoom into language for checking understanding and clarifying politely. Those small phrases that keep everyone aligned and confident.
Let's dig into something small that saves whole meetings: clarifying and checking understanding. In a late night session, our plan got messy until I said, "Just to confirm, we're finishing exercise 6 before the quiz, right?" Confirm simply means check it's correct. Everyone nodded, and the noise disappeared.
That reminds me of a grammar group where compound sentences confused half the table. I took a breath and asked, "Could you walk me through it, step by step?" Walk me through means explain slowly, in order. Then I paraphrased. So you're saying two ideas joined clearly. He smiled, and it clicked for all of us.
Another move that helps me is a gentle pause. Hold on a second. Then I ask, "Could you give a simple example, maybe one sentence, one rule?" A friend said, "Although it was late, we kept working." I replied, "So the point is contrast, right?" The gist, meaning the main idea, was suddenly obvious.
I also use visuals. I color code my notes and put a small question mark where I'm unsure. When there's a quiet moment, I say, "Am I getting this right?" That question keeps the tone friendly, not challenging. Tone just means the feeling of your words, soft, neutral, or sharp.
In one reading circle, we added quick thumbs checks every 10 minutes. I'd ask, "Where are we stuck?" If someone hesitated, I offered a start. Is it the rule or the example? We also typed a one-sentence summary in the shared doc. That tiny follow-up question often prevented a bigger misunderstanding later.
Sometimes people hide confusion because they don't want to slow the group. I set a norm at the start. No points for pretending. Then I ask, which step felt fuzzy? Fuzzy just means unclear. When someone speaks up, I say, "Great catch," and we fix it together without blame.
When a fast talker jumps in, I use a quick mirror. I say, "Let me check I got this." First we define, then we test, and finally we compare. If I miss something, they correct me. Softeners like maybe, I think, and could keep the check gentle and respectful.
Speaking of speed, online meetings add lag. We created a chat tag, clarify. If I typed clarify, clause, it meant I needed a slow explanation. Once I misheard clause as close. We laughed, then I added, clause means a sentence part with a subject and a verb. Clear, kind, done.
Quick recap. I said, "Just to confirm," when steps got messy. Emily asked, "Could you walk me through it?" We both paraphrased with, "So you're saying..." We checked the gist, used thumbs, and wrote a one-line summary. Small checks, steady progress, zero drama.
Up next, we'll connect these clear checks to strong summaries and action items, so your group leaves with a shared memory and a simple plan that actually happens.
Let's land the meeting with clear summaries. Last month, my group kept leaving with a fuzzy feeling, like, "Wait, what are we doing?" So I tried a 30-second wrap-up. I said, "Here's the summary. Goal reached, next steps set, owners named." The room relaxed. It felt like closing the loop neatly.
Same here. I switched to a simple who, what, when format on the whiteboard. I wrote, who, Lena. What, review page 42 examples. When, Thursday, 6 p.m. That's an action item, a specific task with a clear result. We also linked resources so nobody had to hunt for them later.
Speaking of when, we made the deadline visible in two places, the notes and a calendar ping. Deadline just means the final time something must be finished. We also added a short note like hard or soft. Hard means no changes. Soft means we can move it one day if needed.
Our note-taker reads the summary aloud before we leave. 3 bullets: decisions, action items, deadlines. Then they ask, anything to add or remove? That question saves us from surprises later. If someone looks unsure, I say, want me to rephrase that task? Rephrase just means say it in a simpler way.
I keep a tiny template in our shared doc. Decision, focus on Unit 5. Action, do exercises 1 through 4. Check-in, message the group by Friday noon. Check-in is a quick status update. After the meeting, I do a handoff means passing responsibility, by posting the summary in the chat.
One time, our summary saved a crisis. We realized nobody owned the reading for Monday. Because it was written clearly, I could jump in. I'll take it, and I'll share highlights Sunday night. The follow-up, just a short message, kept momentum and prevented panic.
For timing, we box 2 minutes at the end. I say, let's capture the gist in 1 line. Gist means the main idea. Keeping it short forces clarity. If we can't explain it fast, we probably don't understand it yet, so we adjust before leaving.
I also star the risky items, things that depend on others or need extra time. A small star tells us, watch this. Then, during the next meeting, we open with those starred items first, so blockers don't surprise us again.
Quick recap. Summarize out loud, record who, what, when, mark deadlines as hard or soft, post a handoff, and schedule a short check-in. That little routine keeps progress visible and reduces stress for everyone.
Up next, we'll close with final advice and small habits you can start this week to keep your group steady and motivated.
Let's wrap up with final advice. Keeping a group effective isn't magic. It's small habits done every time. I like a simple finish line. At minute 28, we pause, confirm actions, and leave with one clear next step.
What helped my Thursday group was a steady rhythm. We kept the same mini agenda, rotated roles each week, and sent a 20-second voice note after the meeting. 2 wins, 1 action. That steady cadence means regular rhythm, made progress feel easy.
I added tiny nudges. My timer auto-starts at 5 past the hour, and calendar reminders ping 10 minutes before. A nudge is just a gentle push that helps you start. When the start is automatic, nobody wastes energy deciding.
We also paired up as buddies. On busy weeks, I texted, "What's your one small win today?" It kept pressure low and motivation real. If someone fell behind, we just adjusted the plan instead of blaming them.
Removing friction helps. Friction means small difficulties that slow you down. We used a shared folder, a 1-page template for notes, and a short debrief is a quick review, right after the session. 5 minutes now saved 20 later.
Celebrating tiny wins matters too. We kept a simple tracker: date, focus, 2 green checks. It sounds silly, but seeing green builds confidence. Consistency, doing it regularly, beats a perfect plan that never happens.
Quick recap. Set a small agenda, use roles, check understanding, end with a 1-line summary, and record who, what, when. Add gentle nudges, remove friction, and celebrate small wins. Pick one change and try it in your next session.
If this episode helped, follow or subscribe and share it with your group. Tell us in the comments, what's one habit you'll test this week? Your idea might help someone else keep their group steady.
Thanks for spending time with us today. Next time, we'll talk about handling disagreements kindly and keeping momentum when opinions clash. Until then, take good notes, take small steps, and we'll see you soon.